Was Sean McDermott really the only thing wrong with Buffalo last year? Chuck, what do you think?
No, he wasn't. I wouldn't even say he was like a problem really last year. I guess it just depends like how much blame you're willing to put for like the players being on the field like in the first place. Like the players you have on the roster, like who's divvying up the blame for the situation that they had in terms of personnel, because like those guys were not all that good. And by the end of the season, like they had a respectable defense. Like they had some quality performances. Man, it was just like to put all the blame on him, I thought was just kind of wild. Because that is functionally what they've done. They put all the blame on him by promoting Joe Brady as head coach, by keeping Brandon Beane, and by just doing like a minor like shuffling of the coaching staff. You have decided that all of this was Sean McDermott's fault, which, man, I watched that game, okay? I watched that game with my own two eyeballs, and I have not forgotten what I saw in that game. Sure, you got screwed on the one turnover, like the interception where they were like tussling on the ground a little bit. You got screwed there. You still turned the ball over 4 more times outside of that. So, like, because that's why like people are like, oh, they got screwed. I'm like, no, I mean they did on that one play, and that was bad. But you still turned the ball over 4 other plays. All right, like. That wasn't Sean's fault, obviously. Like James Cook fumbling the ball. How is that Sean's fault?
Larry Ogunjobi offsides when they recovered a fumble by the Broncos on the first drive.
Right.
That's not McDermott's fault. The guy's a vet.
Larry, I'm about to say he's old as hell. He knows not to jump off sides.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny. I do think it's funny though. Like what kind of things like get just like put on coaches and what don't, because. Like Kevin Patullo in Philly is a good example.
Yeah.
The Bears game that they played. I mean, dude, we're watching A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith like mess up like stuff that's wide open. And then after the game, you hear him chanting "Fire Patullo." I'm like, you guys don't even have like any bounds to what you just watched. It just got to be this thing that you feel like you need to push when you've watched. Like, if I watched a quarterback throw a wide open pass and airmail a receiver, or the receiver drops a wide open pass, how am I going to put that on the OC? Like, these are professional football players. You wouldn't accept that from like a high school player. So why do we do it for like professional players? Like, that's the part that I don't understand all the time. So no, like this is obviously not all Sean McDermott's fault. I thought that this was one of the more impressive like coaching runs of his career, honestly, given like the talent that they had and the amount of young players that they had and how many guys like improved as the season went along. So, man, like that's big shoes to step into for Joe Brady. And again, with the moves that they've made, they whether or not they say it or not, with the moves that they've made, they have made it known they thought this was all Sean's fault. Yep. And I think that that's just completely patently ridiculous.
It's been a weird process for them, and they're kind of, like you said, going out of their way to kind of blame it on McDermott. And it's funny because it comes out, the NFLPA report cards, this was a tweet I saw, suggest Bills players have not been happy with a few elements of the organization, training and travel mostly. And they speculated in this tweet, I'm not trying to call them out, perhaps a reason why Pagula and Bean sought a head coach who understands the CEO role. Joe Brady's calling plays. So by default, he's not the CEO because he's calling plays. The CEO role is the guy that does not call plays and has guys that he oversees as a CEO. And also the people that are in charge of training and travel, that's the guy that also got promoted, Brandon Beane, the GM, who got kicked upstairs, or not kicked upstairs, got promoted after this offseason. That you mentioned the play that the controversial turnover is, that's also the underlying issue. Josh Allen was throwing to Brandon Cooks in 2025. Who's in charge of that again? The guy that got promoted. Yeah. The guy in the receiver room that yells at everybody. So also you look at this defense, and this is going to lead to another Bills question we got, but you look at their defense, and this is just on our lads. I'm not even looking at other spots, but they mark everyone free agency in green. There are so many free agents on this team, including the 2 starting offensive linemen that are going to get paid, like I mentioned. So you're replacing your center, who's good, and your second smartest offensive lineman in David Edwards. And I mean that seriously. There's clips of David Edwards getting guys lined up at left guard. You're losing your offensive line coach. pretty fun start on offense. You need a receiver. Okay. And then on defense, Joey Bosa is a free agent. Matt Milano's a free agent. Tre'Davious White are free agents. The fact that you're relying on those guys was one of the issues, but they're all free agents. Daquan Jones, free agent. AJ Epinenza, free agent. Shaq Thompson, free agent. Jordan Poyer, free agent. DeMar Hamlin, free agent. Cam Lewis, free agent. Darnell Savage, free agent.
These guys were all playing on defense, though.
Yes, yes. Larry Ogunjobi, free agent. Jordan Phillips, free agent. I know, but that's the issue. I mean, wasn't that like a who's who of their DBs?
I really don't need any of those guys to come back, which is part of the problem in the first place, you know?
Right. Luckily, the guy that actually made that chicken salad out of all that, thankfully we kicked him out.
Yeah.
God, so we'll see how this all goes. I know. I love watching Josh Allen. I really do. I like the Bills' run game, but it's just like they're doing so much that, like, as an outsider, I'm like, you guys are making a lot of bets on yourselves. You better be right, because I'll know exactly who to point to when this stuff goes south. And that's another question. Is like, are you running mesh because Joe Brady doesn't want to like rock the boat with Josh Allen? Are you running that because the man coverage, no one can beat man coverage, like blah, 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 blah. But that also is underlying issues to how the team makeup is. Like, and then they promoted the guys that were in charge of that. I don't know. The other Bills question we got, and I like this one a little bit more positively, but this is from Snaves from Blue Sky. How does the current D-tackle group fit with Jim Leonhard's system, since it's more 3-4 based than the old 4-3 under McDermott? Do you have any thoughts on that? Because I know you got your boy out there, Deion Walker.
Yeah, I don't know. I tend to think this matters less than ever, kind of.
So much hybrid stuff now.
Right, so much hybrid stuff. And Jim's going to run hybrid stuff. It's not like there's no like strict 3-4, 4-3. Like, I think the way you, like, if you're a fan, you should probably be thinking in terms more like, especially at the NFL level, where like you see like less tight stuff, like probably just in terms of like 4-man, 5-man, 3-man services, like 4-man fronts, 5-man fronts, like because realistically, like old school, like you might have seen like more heavy splits between like a 4-3 under and a classic like 3-4 front. But nowadays, man, all those guys, you got to be able to do a little bit of everything. So I would say like the defensive tackle room will probably be fine. It's just more about how they're deployed and what body types they feel like they need. But man, you got to be doing in the modern defense, especially like what Leonard's going to call. All those guys got to be able to do a little bit of everything. So I actually think like having someone like Deion Walker is a good start, even though you're going to be
too, actually.
You're going to be moving some pieces around, as we just listed all those guys who are in free agency, but you at least got one big guy who can do a couple things up front. That's a good start. And you're just going to have to keep filling that out more. I think I would be more concerned about more like the edges, maybe more than like your defensive tackle room, because at least you already have one guy in Walker who's giant and can play in multiple spots. The edge room is where I'd be a little bit more concerned about just getting consistent pass rush off the edge.
Yeah, and I love Leonard's stuff. I always say that at Wisconsin. There's a lot of guys that have taken from him. When I was with The Athletic, when I was trying to do my first reporting article, I even went to Madison to interview Leonhard. It was because a lot of college teams, including Kirby Smart with Georgia, including Saban with Alabama, why am I blanking on his name? Dave Aranda with Baylor, because he was at Wisconsin before too. Was that a lot of the stuff they used was from Leonhard, and Leonhard stuff is some Rex Ryan stuff, and now we see it everywhere. And I thought that was those Wisconsin defenses were amazing, like top 3 defenses every single year, and they did a lot of stuff that, I mean, we think offensive line in the NFL and quarterbacks in the NFL get manipulated. You should see what a true attacking NFL defense scheme does to a Big Ten passing game. It was, they would manipulate these guys so bad because all the stuff I brought up, like Fangio, how they use Zach Bond, but all these like simulating creepers, that's all like Rex Ryan Leonhard stuff. And so for me, when I look at this defense, I'm glad you brought Walker and Ed Oliver. They actually fit really well because it's attacking. That's the best way to look at the front. A lot of slanting, like the Broncos a little bit last year. A lot of moving parts. Guys dropping off, guys blitzing through the middle, defensive tackles slanting all the way over. So you want guys that are athletic more than just big pluggers. Yeah, it's nice to have a big plugger. A guy that was a great defender, a defense tackle in this defense was Keanu Benton with the Steelers. And if you think of him, he's a mauler, but he slants and mauls. He's not just like plug, 2-gap, move. So if you want to like a phrase to look at, it's an attacking 3-4 as opposed to a, it's not very, there's not like Dick LeBeau there. It's Rex Ryan.
Not the old Steelers. They're just no,
it's not.
There.
It's a different, it's the Ravens. It's the Ravens of the late aughts. That's maybe the best comparison. Or the Jets when Rex Ryan was there. That's what this defense looks like, not Dick LeBeau or even some other 3-4s we see out there.
I would say like if you're like a Bills draft fan, like based on that, if you're looking for like one thing to scout for with DT, I would imagine they draft somebody just for like body.
They have somebody up front, yeah.
They got to draft somebody up front, maybe multiple somebodies up front in this class. Maybe you're looking for someone who's got like the size to go along with the balance, because like one of the worst things that happens sometimes, like when you have like those fronts that slant, is maybe the guys who aren't as strong, like they slant and they just get caught and
washed away,
right down the sideline. Right? And next thing you know, there's a truck lane hole in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So you still want the stoutness, even if you're going to be shifting a lot, because man, there's nothing worse than when you see like some 270-pound guy slant inside and get caught underneath his pads by a tackle, and he's
moved
gone.
2 gaps away. Yeah. It's true though. It's
Caleb Banks, that's who you want.
Caleb Banks is a fun one. Yeah. No, the Bills are actually set up okay for what they need, but it's just, I think they need more than even I am realizing. But even their safeties, though, who I've had issues with, actually fit Leonhard better than McDermott. Like Cole Bishop, how he was used at Utah, he was a lot of robber stuff coming down, and that's actually what Leonhard will use him as. So actually he fits, even if I'm not a huge fan of Bishop, like that actually fits a little bit better, but it's spine-oriented defense. There's some Fangio here, but it's the linebackers are going to be attacking, coming downhill a lot. So we'll see how they use that. The slot's going to be involved a lot, which is a position.
Might need another corner.
Yeah, they need corners a lot. and I will say Leonhard really gets the most out of those. That's his background, is DBs. He does get the most out of them, but it's much easier to play a lot of man coverage when you have some talent. When you have Darrelle Revis with Rex Ryan with the Jets, that's a lot easier to do that stuff. But no, Leonhard's. No matter where he ended up, I was excited about it. Here, I was like, okay, but I'm not like. I think he's going to get the most out of these guys. It's just going to feel a lot different. It's going to feel how McDermott felt on third down, just every single down. That's how this is going to feel for them. So, no, I'm optimistic about Leonhard. I really am.